Hello there, Rosanna here with a little video for you about trusting your intuition and learning to recognize the difference between soul guidance and fear programming, the voice of fear. So hello, for those of you who don't know me, I am Rosanna and I channel the frequency of Rosy Glow, which is my soul frequency, the frequency of divine grace that allows through the power of revelation, the power of divine insight, the letting go of what no longer serves us to make space for that which is truly aligned with our soul intention and our soul path. So I think it's helpful here to remember that our souls are eternal. Our human bodies, our physical selves are ancient, and we have a marriage between the two. We're not one or the other. So as we become awakened to our soul consciousness, so I'd say you're an awakening starseed in this case, and do watch my video, what it means to be a starseed and the difference between struggling and awakening starseed. It will really help you to understand this. But as we awaken to our soul consciousness, we are basically allowing ourselves to be led by that. And what that means is to be led by our hearts. Now, there's a lot of confusion about what it means to be led by the heart, especially if you've followed your heart in the past and your heart has led you to a lot of pain. Why on earth would you follow your heart again if your heart led you to make a commitment to someone in your life who ended up being very abusive towards you, and it took you a long time to be able to step out of that relationship and it left you with lots of scars? Just as an example. Well, our souls are evolving through every lifetime that we experience, and we actually choose the curriculum of our earthly lives. We choose it, it's not chosen for us. So our higher consciousness, which is our soul consciousness, will choose for us life experiences, connections with individuals that will awaken within us the lessons that we are here to learn in this life. On that note, we can either choose to learn things consciously and to grow from every experience, or we can find that each experience further undermines our confidence in ourselves and actually robs us of the very intention that we had, which is to grow through what we encounter. Now, although we choose our parents, okay, and we choose them according to the vibration that they are and the vibration that we are as a soul before we incarnate, that doesn't mean that we have any guarantee that we're going to get through the conception, pregnancy, birth, and early life experience and not actually come out of it worse than we expect, okay? So although we choose situations in our lives to trigger an awakening of our soul consciousness, sometimes we can really be damaged by our early experiences to the point that it's really, really difficult to awaken our soul consciousness. And this is why I'm always very cautious about who I work with. And it's why I start every journey in my coaching work with a breakthrough call to make sure that the person that I'm working with truly is well enough, robust enough, ready to be able to start this adventure, because it's moving out of the parameters of the known. Now, when it comes to soul guidance, one way to be absolutely clear that you are being guided by your soul is to be able to activate your higher self first. So you do that through activating your I am presence. In the simplest form, bring your hands to your heart and say, I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am free. I am aligning with Earth's ascension timeline. I am choosing to co-create with grace and ease. I am surrendering my ego will to my divine will. I am choosing to co-create my personal paradise in alignment with the highest good of all. I am co-creating the win-win-win in everything. I am that I am. Now, in its simplest form, that is an awakening of your I am presence, your soul consciousness within you. We have this star seed here, so you have the seed of life and you have the circumference, which when I talk about a sphere of compassion, you can imagine a sphere much, much bigger than this, surrounding all of your energy field. And what you're doing is you're activating that along with your core line connection to the source of all that is, right down to your connection to Gaia. And you can look at my video about Gaia, source and higher self, about how to activate this and how important it is to connect this core line and then to awaken and strengthen the outline of your physical body and your light body. Now, all of this will help you to trust your soul guidance, because what you want to do is put your soul in control in the first place. If you are getting a voice, an impulse to follow something and you haven't yet tapped in with your higher guidance, then you are more than likely coming from fear, okay? And your fear programming is your inherited programming. It is the stories in your head. You mustn't do this because this will happen. Who do you think you are? You know you're going to fall flat on your face. It's always negative self-talk, and it is always judgmental towards others as well. So you will reprimand yourself, you will self-sabotage, you will judge, and if you don't do it to yourself, you will do it to others. It is totally motivated by fear of abandonment, betrayal, and rejection, and the fact that if you do reach out, you're not going to be met, so you might as well not bother, okay? So that is the fear-based programming. It is the voice that, if you listen to it, is only going to keep you where you are used to being. It will prevent you moving forward. And also, if you did move forward, you would just launch yourself at something, which would be to act before thinking. And therefore, you're not actually operating from your heart at all. What you're doing is you're kind of going, ah, and throw yourself in it and hope for the best. But you haven't got the tools. You haven't equipped yourself to make sure that you know what you want, why you want it, you're taking the practical steps that you can to align with it, you're meeting your resistance with love, and then you're trusting in divine timing and divine alignment because you've set that up. Your soul guidance will say, go to this place. You've set yourself up, you're tuned in, and anyone we work with is tuned in every day. And your soul guidance will say, go to this place. And you've got a desire to do something, and you'll go to that place. And you've got the idea that you're going to go there, you're going to meet with someone, and you're going to open a doorway that is going to help you out. But what might happen isn't that at all. You might actually arrive late and therefore miss the opportunity to meet the person that you thought was going to help you open the door that you wanted to. Then you are going to meet your self-doubt. So what happens is we start to go into the piece, which is all about being committed to meeting our resistance, which I talked about in my other videos, and I will put a link into this video in the text box so you can follow that through. And that's following divine guidance. So you will come across your resistance that you will then need to meet with love. And what will happen is then a messenger will come along that, if you will be open to that message and you will allow yourself to trust, you will then open the doorway to something that you didn't expect to happen in the way that you wanted it to happen, but it will open doors that you couldn't possibly have anticipated. So when you align with your soul truth, you are willing to follow your heart's guidance, even though how things work out might not be how you immediately envisaged they were going to work out. So you might have had a specific plan, but that plan was your interpretation of the divine plan. And actually, as you surrender more to the divine plan, you will then see the divine plan revealed to you. And that is your higher self working with source to allow the highest good of all to happen. But in order for this to happen, meeting your own discomfort, your own resistance, your own doubt with love, rather than using it as an excuse to step back, is really going to support you to have the breakthroughs that you want. Because trusting in life and trusting your soul guidance means placing one foot in front of the other without seeing the whole bridge in front of you. You are building the bridge from where you are to where you want to be, one co-creation step at a time, and you're doing that fueled by the motivation of your heart. If you are motivated by fear, those steps will not be created and you will fall flat on your face. And as a result of that, you'll be able to reaffirm the conditioning you inherited, that it is not safe to go after what you want. So if you've had experiences in life where you have followed your heart and they have led you to tremendous pain, remember that in that time in your life, you probably didn't have the tools that we are talking about now. You probably did not know how to align with your soul truth. And as a result of that, you followed your heart and did grow, but may well have had a tough lesson growing through it because you didn't have the tools to support you through the challenges that came up. And this is the point. We live in a world today where there are so many tools available for us to access our higher consciousness. I offer a whole array of tools through my coaching work online, through my online free meditations on this YouTube channel, through my breakthrough calls, which are the starting point of working with me, and through my workshops, retreats and yoga classes. So if you like what I've got to say, then please do get in touch and please do join my community. Hit the subscribe, hit the notifications and the like button. It really means the world to me and helps me to grow this message out in the world. The more of us that vibrate with it and align with it, the more we can lift each other up and support each other to understand the difference between being motivated by fear and being motivated by love. On that point, I will leave it there. Thank you so much. Namaste.